What's going on, college football fans and respect the hedges? This ain't respect the hedges. I'm a day early. It's the Fan Addy Sports Network. Listen, y'all you see all the dogs back there, man. I'm ready for, as you can tell, I'm ready to talk about some dogs. We'll talk about them a little bit today, but we'll go into more detail tomorrow on respect the hedges. So welcome in college football fans and Fan Addict family to the Snap Count. That's right, man. The Snap Count. I'm your boy, Coach I. We're gonna get in here and talk about a recap for week 2 from the SEC football, man. We had some people that look good, we had some people that look bad. We're gonna talk about it all, man. Let's go ahead and get into this thing.
No, I got you on this one, Coach. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fanatic. But we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, 864. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see.
That's right, man. It's your boy, Coach I, Fan Addict Sports Network. Snap Count on Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. man, Eastern Time. Here on the Fan Addict, we talk all SEC all the time. Tonight, like every Monday night, is our recap from the previous weekend, man. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about Ole Miss and Kentucky, Mizzou and Kansas, Florida. We're going to talk about Mississippi State getting a dub. Anchor down for Vandy, man. Talking about OU statement win over Michigan. We're going to talk about all that, man. If this is your first time to the channel, if you find something you like tonight, like anything we say, or if you like SEC football in general, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, bring somebody back the next time you come, man. Without further ado, let's bring our guys up. So co-host, it's the stat guy from the stat line. Stat, you see, I got a lot of Georgia on my mind, dog. I'm ready to talk about it already.
Yeah, I see. But the thing I most love about that wall behind you is that 8-4 for our guy Jamel Kelly, showing love to another South Carolina boy from the upstate. So I appreciate you get some of my boys on there showing some love. Look, man, wild weekend, week 2. Our teams won. Might not have been pretty, but we count dubs around here. So 2-0 heading into week 3. Bring it on.
Right. If you ain't 2-0, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring in our other guy. You already know, man. My guy from Respect the Hedges is Shawty Parker, former wide receiver at UGA. Man, listen, just my damn opinion. What's your opinion tonight, Shawty?
Gentlemen, man. You know, like y'all just said, I can't say it no better. If you ain't 2-0, I'm sorry, you need to get better.
Hey, get better, do better, man, because that's what it is, man. Listen, we got some people in the building. Brian Drakeford in the building to say, hey, listen, y'all already know I got some thoughts on the game and what we're going to do this weekend or try to do this weekend. Dr. Govin in the house. I can't wait to listen. That's a listen. If you just got in, Dr. Govin, listen, I was in here giving the intro to RTH tonight. I'm ready to talk dogs, but we got some other people on the docket tonight to talk, man. Genesis in the building. What's going on, Genesis? Appreciate you getting in. All right, man. We ain't gonna belabor the point because we got a lot to talk about, Shawty. Did week 2 live up to the billing, Shawty?
Well, surprisingly so. You know, when I first looked at the schedule, you know, just the schedule of games slated, you know, week 1 was a banger, and I looked at this and I thought, you know, 1 or 2 games here, but no, it turned out to be another fantastic weekend, in my opinion.
Right, I'm with that too. I thought the same thing, so much so that I was like, okay, 12 o'clock, it ain't really that known, you know what I'm saying? I can get some housework done and stuff, and then next thing you know, we into some games. Stat, I know. Saturdays is what we talk about. Week 1 left us wanting more. Did week 2 live up to the billing?
Definitely, especially if we talking just from the SEC as a whole. Man, shout out to the people down there in Stark Vegas. Showed up, they were loud, ringing them damn cowbells, and look at them 2 weeks in a row. The SEC knocking off a favorite from the Big 12. Should the Big 12 have a playoff team?
Didn't I tell y'all they were better than Kentucky? They won at the bottom of the
barrel. You did. You said that. I thought about that when they was playing too, dog, because they actually, we're going to talk about it, but they jumped out on it pretty quick too. But you said that now. To say that Kentucky showed a little fight on Saturday too now. Defensively, the Dogs look good. Offense playing vanilla. We're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go with vanilla for right now, Genesis. Hold that, hold that, hold that thought. Hold that thought. But man, first thing we're gonna do is talk about Kentucky, man. Ole Miss went to Kentucky and survived because Kentucky actually played them toe to toe the whole time. Shaw, did you get a chance to watch this game, man?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
What's going on, Lane Kiffin? Is he back to his on the road struggles, or like it's just Kentucky?
You know what? Listen, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Like it's going to be a lot of upsets. It's going to you're seeing it live time actually, but
Right.
the play calling, the way these coaches even calling games, we talk about it all the time. The way they calling games, the flow and ebb, and the quarterback play, in my opinion,
Yeah,
just across the board.
right.
You know, you got some spot dudes, some players playing good here and there, but you know, I like what I saw in Ole Miss in terms of us beating them this year because I'm tired of them, you know, giving us a problem. You know what I'm saying? So mess around with Lane Kiffin, but it's Kentucky, man. It's still hard to gauge. It's Kentucky. I think Kentucky is the worst team in the league, and I just think Ole Miss just kind of, you know, had a little sputtering. I think they'll be okay though.
Right, to that point, Kentucky when under Stoops versus Kiffin at Ole Miss, 4 meetings. Kiffin's 3-1, but Saturday is the first time it was decided by more than 3 points. The previous 3 meetings has always been 3 points. The first meeting was overtime for some, and even back before Kiffin got to Ole Miss. I think in the last since like 2000, Ole Miss has only beat Kentucky by double digits like 3 times. So it's just something about Ole Miss and Kentucky, I think.
Yeah.
And I should have known that when we was doing our college football pick'em. I wouldn't have took Ole Miss to cover the spread. Stat, did you take Ole Miss to cover the spread?
I don't even remember what I took on that show. I'm almost positive I took Kentucky. And the
I
10.5 when we did our show Wednesday night. I guess we'll see. I forgot, but to me, it's one of those things, man, where we talk about styles making fights, but sometimes a guy just got your number.
Right.
And I think that Stoops just has Lane Kiffin's number. And I don't know how much fuel he's got left in the tank, whether he's going to keep coaching after this year. I think he might be ready to hang it up and just call it a day and go live out in the country somewhere. But for some reason, he can rally the troops for that one game. He ain't gonna let Ole Miss roll into town, or he's not gonna roll into Oxford and just get 40 hung on his head and blown out. But they did. The thing is last year, my complaint with Kentucky was they weren't competitive.
Right.
If you're bad, I don't care about the record. The 3-9, it is what it is. But can you at least compete? Can at least be a competitive 3-9? And last year it wasn't. And so for them to at least compete, we'll see if they can do it again this coming week. But I mean, some stuff to like for Kentucky, even with a loss. I know I don't like moral victories, but I guess you probably take it in football if you're Kentucky.
I mean, I don't know if it was a good game or if it was bad football, like Shorty saying with the quarterback play. Like, so listen to this. On the first downs, they was about even. I think one had 20 first downs, one had 18, something like that. On third down, both of them were bad. One was 3 for 13, the other was 5 for 16. They had 72 plays for Ole Miss, 70 plays for Kentucky. So it wasn't a slow down game where you run about 57 plays, and it wasn't a break your neck pace like Ole Miss normally goes break your neck and gets about 85 to 90 plays in. Excuse me. Austin Simmons, 13 for 24 for 255, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Zach Calzada, 15 for 30, 149. Shout out to both running backs because they actually, ate up the ground. I don't know if it was a good game or if it was bad football.
When they both less than 50%.
Yeah.
I mean 60%.
Zach Calzada left with an injury too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I can't remember because I actually was flipping back and forth. I just know I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't think he finished the game, but
he threw it 30 times before he left, and it was 15 for 30 for 149. Like
the Austin Simmons numbers aren't horrible. The 13 for 24 for 250, that's fine. It's the 2 picks. Like that's
barely over 50%. Those stat you the numbers, guy.
And 2 picks.
The 2 picks. Like if you take the 2 picks away, that probably adds another touchdown on the board somewhere. I mean, I know we don't do stuff like that. I'm just saying. Look, I
You're
guess
trying to help him out, dog. Hey, you're trying to help him, dog. That is not good numbers, dog. That's not good numbers.
From what we've seen around the SEC this year, there's a lot of teams that'll take 13 for 24 for 250.
But that's kind of my point about the subpar quarterback play across the board.
Right. No, we are getting what we thought we would possibly see with how many first-year starters we have in the SEC this year.
I will say this to Simmons' defense: this is actually his first road start at Kentucky. It's not like this is his first year starting period. So it's his first road start. I ain't gonna say a hostile environment. Kentucky can get loud, but I went last year for the South Carolina Kentucky game. It loud in spurts. It's not a hostile environment, but it is a road environment nonetheless. But I don't know if this says more about Kentucky competing, like you says, or just Ole Miss back to their road game woes in the SEC. We'll see as the time goes on.
So I don't think
they scored 30 with 7.
It was you say they scored 30.
They scored 30.
Yeah, they scored 30, and Kentucky had 23.
Okay.
I don't think it's either. I literally just think it's Stoops has Lane's number,
and it could be.
I don't think this game dictates who Ole Miss is, or really even who Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky could still be a 1-11 football team. I mean,
that's true.
I think Kentucky's bad, and I think Ole Miss is better than what they showed.
I got you.
Agree.
Garrett getting in the building. Appreciate you getting in. Garrett says, Boomer, hope y'all take care of them balls. We hope we take care of them balls too. Garrett, appreciate you getting in, my guy. Man, on to the next game, man. The border battle. Mizzou wins the border battle. Listen, man, I watched this game. I went back and watched it a little bit more. I think in the pick'em, I think I took Kansas and the points. It was 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking, listen, man, Jalen Daniels healthy. We don't know how long we're going to get to see that because he hasn't made it through a whole year. He's the dynamic with his legs. But I just wrote down one stat from this game. Kansas leading rusher rushed 10 times for 17 yards. They had a team total of 3 yards rushing. Listen, man, I don't care what kind of offense you run. If you can't get more than 3 yards rushing, I don't know who you beating. Be honest with you, I don't know. Not somebody in the same division or division as you. If you G5 and you do that, you ain't beat no other G5 teams like that.
It might be one other team who I say might can pull that off, but I have to look at their rushing. But that Baylor, they putting it in the air.
And maybe that's it. What you think about Mizzou getting this win over border Kansas? Again, like Stat said, beating another so-called Big 12 contender.
I mean, it was big for the SEC, man. I mean, that we really need all we can get right now because the conference is really struggling with holding on to the mantle of the best conference, in my opinion, especially after week 1. So Missouri was one of those teams that helped the conference look a lot stronger today. Florida, I know we ain't got to them yet, but I could just strangle them for making the conference not have a great weekend.
Right, and what's crazy is it's about those games that's on the stage in the spotlight, because again, Florida, of course, is going to be in the spotlight playing a South Florida game. But like overall, the SEC actually has been handling business outside the conference. It's just those games that's in that national spotlight, like the Texas, like you know what I'm saying? So that didn't help us out. Florida definitely didn't help us out. What's going on, Benji? Resident Texas fan getting in the building. Says Hooker. Stat, your thoughts on this Mizzou Kansas game, man?
Man, first of all, you already know I definitely took Kansas in the 5.5. Trash. You couldn't call your boy on Friday and be like, "Yo, Stat, stay the hell away, bro." I know you.
You stole on Jalen Daniels too,
bro. Here's the problem.
We hadn't seen Bo, like we didn't know Bo Pribula. I hope I said his name right. Quarterback from Mizzou. We saw him against inferior talent. We hadn't seen him against nobody. Jalen Daniels, again, what you say, when it's all even, go with the better, you know what I'm saying? Man, that trigger man, right?
So here's the problem, Shorty. About 4 years ago, over at Coach's house, we watching college football all day. Kansas in a dogfight with Texas. Fourth quarter, I'm like, you go for two. He's like, man, you don't go for two here unless you're a team like Kansas. I was like, who are we watching? They hit the 2-point conversion, upset Texas. Since then, I've been sold on Kansas, sold on him. Ain't done nothing since, but pissed me the hell off. I'll be honest. To me, the eight unanswered points, and it might have been even more than that. They might have had touchdown. It might have been 15 unanswered with like final 4 minutes of the second quarter. That once that happened, the game once the game went to halftime tied, I knew Kansas was cooked. But the safety, how do you you're on the 24-yard line? How do you turn 1st and 10 from the 24 into a safety?
Into a safety, dog. Like some of these, but Shawty, I'm gonna keep saying this going back. We have a bad trigger man play back out here. So
and then
and the coaches ain't no better, to be honest with you. They calling some questionable calls in these situations as well. And we'll get to another one, some questionable offensive play calling later on in the show.
So, but then you get the field goal to make it 21-18. Kansas gets the ball back with a minute. How is the game not going to halftime? How are you giving the ball back to Mizzou and giving them enough time to get another field goal off? It's like the clock management in games. And, I know we mainly talk SEC, but just around college football as a whole, there's been a lot of head-scratching moments already, and we're 2 weeks in of what were you thinking and trying to manage this football game down the stretch.
We used to see
on analytics.
I was just about to ask you that, Sean. We used to see a team, even if they down, if the game's back and forth, down 3 minute, you on your own 20, whatever it is, you like, let me try this run play. If it hit for 8 or 9 yards, then we might try to go for something. If it don't, we're just gonna take it into the half. We're gonna run 3 right up the middle, take it up to the half. Now it's like we gotta have a point, we gotta have a touchdown every single drive. And it's like, again, the feel for the game, and it's like they letting their analytics dictate everything. Use analytics a little bit, but you still got to know what's going on in real time, though. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, I don't know, man, but Mizzou gets the win nonetheless, 2-0. They got a cupcake next week. I forget who they play, but then they go to Columbia to take on South Carolina. If South Carolina handles business against Vandy, could be looking at old game day down in Columbia for the battle.
That might not be as easy as you once thought now.
Hey.
And they don't go to Columbia. They stay home in Columbia.
Oh, it's the Columbia and Mizzou. Ooh, y'all might have to go to the zoo with game day. We'll see what happens with that, man. So, hey, man.
It was announced. I was going to say it was announced today that is going to be either the 7:30 or 8 p.m. kickoff on either ABC or ESPN.
At night. And if y'all handle business against Vandy, I think it's a good shot that y'all do get game day. We shall see, man. If you're just tuning in, man, it's your boy Coach I with Shouty and Stat Guy here on the Fan Addict, man, talking week 2 recap. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure you tune in. Next up, Trouble in the Swamp, Shouty. I'm just gonna leave it as that. Stat. Trouble in the Swamp.
Look, man, I thought they should have cut ties last year. I said all offseason he wasn't going to make it through this year. And hey, sometimes the broken clock is right. That performance was so uninspiring. Like that performance just screamed, "Hey, I need to go back to the Sun Belt. I don't know what the hell I'm doing." And so I just don't see how you let him finish the year. Florida is a school that has national championship aspirations. The sooner you cut ties with them, the sooner you start jumping in the guy's inbox that you won't and start trying to pull them away from where they're at, because they're not going to go for an up-and-comer coordinator. They're going to try to have a home run hire and go get a big-name head coach.
Right. I listen, I agree, which is why, as a dog fan, I kind of want Billy to stay. But we'll see how that goes. Trojan Fight. What's going on, Trojan Fight? He gets here, said Northwestern would beat Florida. You know what, Trojan Fight? I can't even argue with you, dog. Like, I can't even – I don't know. Listen, listen, because this is one thing, man. I like to be real about football. Florida don't lose at the Swamp. Not a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they lost to South Florida. And I'm not saying that that's a jab at them, but because South Florida's good, but still – South Florida at home in the swamp. They didn't even travel to South Florida. So that's on a different level, right, Shawty? Like, that's in the swamp, dog.
And then the thing about it, man, you know, you can see what he has offensively and defensively. It's not a shortage of talent.
Right.
Like, they got to be one of the most undisciplined teams. Like, they beat themselves.
Right.
They got to be one of the most undisciplined teams that I've seen this year thus far, for sure. And that's the problem that Napier is having. He got to find a way to cut out some of these penalties because he about to get into the meat of his schedule, man. And with the way they playing, that schedule is brutal. And to Stat Guy point, he may not make it through the season. Only reason I thought they brought him back, which is a good point, is that because of DJ Ladway and the recruiting that he has done. You didn't want to lose some of the players that he had coming in on this particular class, but at this point, that might not be enough because, in my opinion, Florida damn near recruits itself. Go on and pay the money, get them up out of there, get you a proven coach, and get this thing on back on track because you got players.
Man,
Trojan Fight says Napier back on the hot seat. Stat, you said the Florida fans on Twitter were going crazy, didn't you?
Oh yeah, they ready. They are ready. Packing his bags for him, putting the signs out front of his house for sale. But the problem is that now you rolled the dice, you brought him back another year, and now when you end up firing him later this year, now you're another year further behind schedule of trying to start the rebuild. Because now it's not the Florida of old where all you had to worry about was if Georgia was going to be good or not in the East, or maybe if Tennessee was going to be good or not in the East, and you cakewalk everything else. Now with the way these schedules are designed, it's a bloodbath for everybody.
Do you have any replacements?
Candidates?
Do you have any ideas on replacement?
So the list I saw today from Florida fans, obviously Dan Lanning was on the top of that list. Lane Kiffin was on the list. Kalen DeBoer was on the list. Davos was on the list.
Whoa. Kalen DeBoer? Now that might be, but listen, you're gonna have to wait. That might not fit the timeline, Stat.
But for y'all, this will perk y'all's ears. The one coordinator that was on the list was
Glenn Schumann. Of course, man. I don't know, man. We'll see how. Like, again, they play LSU this weekend. Then they got Miami. They got Texas A&M. They got FSU. It doesn't get any easier for Florida. We've talked about that, ad nauseum in the offseason. Florida's schedule, how it doesn't help. And these are the things they got to correct these things. Like Shawty was saying, beating themselves. Not just the players beating themselves. I'm about to read y'all my notes from the last 3 minutes of the game, dog. So Florida is up 18, 16-15. Florida up. Florida gets the ball with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ball on their own 40, Shawty. 40. You get you a good 2 first downs, and you might be in field goal range depending on your kicker, right? A good 2 first down, maybe 3. The first play
never got the ball back though.
So mind you, USF only got 2 timeouts at this point. USF is down, Shawty. You up. The clock is USF's enemy at this point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. First play, first down. DJ Ladway underthrows an out route. First and foremost, why are we throwing the ball? Jaden Ball had 15 rushes for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a touchdown.
Now, I would say this now, if you felt like your running game is poo-poo and you're going to throw the ball, let's do an RPO. At least I want to throw it horizontally.
So that's what I was going to. So he did. It was an RPO called. I guess DJ didn't like the numbers in the box, so he threw the out route. But he underthrew the out route. If he hits the out route, they get about 5 or 6 yards. Stays in bounds. Clock keeps running.
I don't want to throw it horizontally. I want to go downfield if you I need you know what I'm saying? Because
it was only about a 3. It was only about a 3-yard out route, about 3-4 yards.
I remember.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. So second down, they run the ball. They get stopped for 2 yards. Injury timeout. South Florida burns one of their 2 remaining timeouts because of the injury. So now it is 3rd and
look, that's fortunate for Florida.
Exactly. Like this ain't even like when you up. So you up. Like, yes, do you want a first down? Of course you do. But the first and foremost, your first obstacle is make the coach burn his timeouts. Just in case you score or don't score. Either way, when they get the ball back, they gotta hurry up and they more frantic because they can't stop the clock unless they go out of bounds. So that's why you shouldn't have been throwing the ball on first down anyway. That first down play ain't even necessarily to get another first down. It's to make him use one of his timeouts. Yeah. Then on second down, he used the second timeout. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, their running back was averaging literally like 6 yards a pop, dog. I'm like, why didn't they just get a dude to rock? So now it's 3rd and 8. You ain't burned no time off the clock. It's 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Only 10 seconds have burned off the clock. Incomplete pass for 20. He threw it 25 yards down the field. You only needed 8. He threw it 25. Now,
that's when you run the draw because you ain't trying to put your quarterback in no bad situation. Now you just want to, again, burn some of that clock, pin them, and go play defense. Now they ain't got no timeouts.
Bad decision by the offensive coordinator, allowing DJ to have the freedom to do whatever he did. I don't know if he changed the play at the line, but that's a bad call on DJ's part by trying to throw the ball. Again, now to DJ's credit, or defense, I should say, he did hit the guy in the hands in stride. Dude just didn't catch the ball. But my point is, you should have never been in that situation anyway. I'm not throwing the ball 25 yards down the field, hoping the guy catch the ball when we only need 8 yards, and the other guys got to call a timeout. If you run the ball in this situation, they have to burn the timeout. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we doing? So I don't understand. USF got the ball with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. So that whole drive for Florida only took 26 seconds. I'm like, and then they go the length of the field and kick a field goal inside the 15-yard line. So
after giving up a big play.
Yeah.
The other problem too is, so like, if you just run the ball 3 times, even if you don't get the first down, it burns their last 2 timeouts and hits the 2-minute warning before you even punt. So there's under 2 minutes on the clock, and there's no way for them to stop the clock without getting out of bounds.
They would have got one at the 2 minutes. Would have started at the 2 minute.
No, yeah, but that's when, if you run on first and second down, after your third down play, it's going to hit the 2-minute warning.
Right. Because the play clock is 40 seconds. So you run one, he burns a timeout. You run another one, he burns the second timeout. On third down, even if you throw it, you throw a sure pass that stays in bounds. Now it takes you all the way to the 2 minute. You know what I'm saying?
And then heaven forbid you get a first down.
I was about to say,
get 3rd and 8. I'm probably running the draw. I ain't lying. That's
what I'm saying. And let's say you get a first down, now game over because he ain't got no timeouts. And again, 40 seconds, so 40-second play clock, 4 downs, game over. Yeah. It's just bad all around. DJ to me makes bad decisions. Some of this is because he ain't played a lot of football. Like in the offseason, you heard reports about him not being a full participant in fall camp, summer workouts. Like, dude got to play some football to, use this talent, to develop this talent that everybody says he got.
That's the problem. That's the problem, Cole. Like, these coaches under the pressure, they paying these players all this money. They don't have time to develop. I mean, that's why the quarterback plays so bad. You seeing the development happen real time, as opposed to they could be sitting and you can have another older guy, veteran guy playing and winning you some games, as opposed to going through these, you know what I'm saying, headaches that we're going through now.
Right.
But the problem is, though, even if you had that older guy, you're not winning games. If this is how the game is going to be coached,
if he better than Lagway, you probably winning games. That's why he's starting.
Right. But what I'm saying, it didn't matter who the quarterback was in that situation. What they chose to do cost them the game. That was horrible. That's a horrible game plan for your final drive of the game when you're up with that little time left. You run the ball 3 times. If you have to punt, you punt after the 2-minute warning, and you get out of there with the dub.
I mean, I guess
this goes back to what we talked about, Shawty, about having
better quarterback might hit the out too, though.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Having a feel for the game.
But
so
I get you.
At this point, it's 16-15. So there hasn't been a lot of points. There's been, you know what I'm saying, there's been 3 field goals on Florida's side and 1 touchdown. There's been 1 touchdown, 2 field goals, and a safety. So there hasn't been a lot of points. So right. So obviously your defense has been able to stop them. Mm-hmm. And I get that you were only up 2 and a field goal wins it, but again, your defense hasn't given up a whole bunch of field goals all day. This is a feel for the game. So, like Stat said, I'm running the ball. I mean, like you said, I'm running the ball 3 times, and I'm making them use the timeouts, and I'm putting.
I know. I'm gonna tell you what's even worse. He made the worst mistake when they got the ball. They man had 2 timeouts and then used one until it was 22 seconds.
22, dog. They literally sat on the ball down in the ring. He was just like, I was like, what you doing, dog? You can't save your timeouts till you get the ball because you might not get the ball.
Well, that was the worst thing ever.
After they hit that long play, he should have burned one right then and tried to rally the troops. We got to do something, but not calling a timeout until they were inside the 10. It's like, dog, now it don't matter if you stop the clock. I'm taking a knee and we booming this. This is an extra point at this point.
Right,
like,
dog. It's just bad all around,
and I'll be honest, Florida got lucky. The kid almost hit the 50-plus yarder right before that, and it wouldn't have even mattered. Like, that would have just been their final drive, which would have been even funnier to make fun of them that's how you lost the game. Because I'm sure they would have drawn up some dumb play on 4th down too. Probably would have ran like a double reverse or some nonsense.
Bad luck for the SEC. Go ahead.
My bad. I was just looking at the comment. Do you think they would consider Jon Gruden?
Jon Gruden has been saying he want to get back. He said since he visited Georgia, he visited another SEC school, and he said, I would love to get back into coaching, especially in the SEC. So
listen, if the NFL ain't gonna hire you, college definitely shouldn't hire you.
Right. So look, man, bad look on the SEC. Shout out to South Florida for going into Gainesville. As a Dog fan, love to see it. Want to see Florida take an L every weekend. But hey, you got to do better, Florida, if y'all want to be competing. I don't care what the schedule says, man. Now, cowbells are ringing, shouty. Mississippi State. You said it. Kentucky, the worst team. You said in the preseason when we did our preseason show, you said Kentucky was going to be worse. You said Mississippi State was going to be a little bit improved. They knock off the favorite, not one of the favorites, the favorite in the Big 12. What you think about them cowbells ringing down in Starkville?
Man, that was a big win for the conference and Mississippi State, man. I think it just goes to show once you get the right guy, anything is possible, man. He got Mississippi State believing going in and be a top 20 team, a team that just coming off a playoff appearance that also thought they were going to probably go back this year, but that's not going to happen now. So, I think Levy is doing a great job. So he's a great hire. And what he's doing, I think he's building a program slowly but surely. You see the improvement now. And, hey, again, no matter who you is, you get the same slice of the pie. It's about getting the right guy.
That's it. Stat. Levy getting a big time win. This is definitely a program win for Mississippi State. You know what I'm saying? I think Leach, beat some people, but like a statement win like this, going and beating another P4 favorite to win the conference. Like Shawty said, a playoff team last year. That's huge.
Playoff team last year. I mean, all they got to do is win the Pac or the Big 12. So realistically, you could see them getting back into playoffs this year, because that conference is wide open. And so huge win, great for the fans. Sold out the game. They get to storm the field, rush, tear down the goalposts. Who cares about the fine? You know what I'm saying? The SEC going to hit them with it. At least it's an out of conference opponent, so the money stays in the SEC and doesn't go to the school. But hey, good for them, good for the university, especially after the shots that Arizona State took. Their head coach talking about, we got to stay an hour and a half away. There's nothing in South Vegas. Like, man, stay at the hotel with the casino and do like the SEC teams do and just get right. Like, like you don't want your players to have fun?
Right.
You didn't let them have fun on Friday. Now they weren't having fun on Saturday when they took that L. Tough.
Listen, man, Levy is of the Mike Leach tree. Rest in peace, Mike Leach. He is of that tree, and it looked a little bit Mike Leach's because they threw for a lot of yards and didn't run for a whole bunch. They jumped out to a 17-0 lead, man, and they had 2 wide receivers go over 100 yards. All 3 of their touchdown passes in that game were 45-plus yards in the air. One was 48, and they had one was 57, and one was 58. So they still air raid-based team. I thought the win of the day was the Mississippi State wide receivers versus the Arizona State DBs. They was cooking them dudes all day, to be honest with you. It's like the Arizona State DBs didn't know if they was coming or they was going, man. Now I will shout out the coach for Arizona State for at least changing up the strategy in the second half. He tried to go toe-to-toe in the air with Mississippi State, which was a bad mistake in the first half. He came out in the second half and said, enough of that. We just gonna run the ball because that's what we do. And they end up outgaining Mississippi State. I want to say it was like 220 something to 50 something yards or something like that. Got back in the game, had a chance to win it, just couldn't finish, Shawty. So is this a bigger win for Mississippi State or a bigger loss for Arizona State?
Well, it's hard not. Well, it's hard not to say that it's a bigger win. I think it's a bigger win for Mississippi State program because to Stat Guy point, it was an out of conference game for Arizona State. They can still win a poop butt conference and still be back in the shot in the playoffs. So I think it was a bigger win for sure for Mississippi State, man.
What about you, Stat? Bigger win for Mississippi State?
Yeah, definitely a bigger win for Mississippi State. Everything's still in front of Arizona State. Their dreams of going to the playoffs, everything's still in front of them. Take care of business in the conference, in a weak conference at that. But this is, like you said, kind of a program changing win because it kind of lights the fire. Now, what can they do with it? Mississippi State doesn't have the hardest schedule in the world. So we're seeing something that could build and they could have a decent little year, go to a decent bowl game and kind of get some hype surrounding that program heading into 26. So definitely the type of win you got to have when you're trying to build a program. But
they get in the top 25 votes.
They got a couple, but not enough to make any noise. I want to say, like, if you ranked it out, I want to say they would be like in the 34, 35 range, something like that. I will say, to me, the biggest thing of this game was not that even Mississippi State blew the 17-0 lead, but then found a way to win the football game. Because I feel like in the last couple years, they blow that 17-point lead and then find a way to lose by 17. So you blow the lead, you somehow were able to find yourself, strap up, go out and get the dub. And that's huge as far as changing the culture of a program.
Get them the ball back with like a minute 38, if I'm not mistaken, had to drive the field, went down, scored a touchdown, and got an interception to seal the game. So shout out to Mississippi State and the Cowbells for getting 32. So, hey, if you're just not joining us, man, it's Coach out here with Shawty Parker from Just My Damn Opinion and Stat Guy from the Stat Line, man, and a part of Fanatic Sports Network, man. We're here doing our SEC Week 2 wrap-up. If you're new to the channel, if you like what you hear, or if you love the SEC, man, go ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button. Come back next Monday, come back Wednesday, bring a friend, tell a friend to tell 10 more friends. And before you do get out of here to do that, we're going to tell you this, man. If you go into the game, man, SeatGeek, promo code Fanatic Sports, get $20 off, man. SeatGeek giving you the best option for the seats and get $20 off. You might as well save some money if you go into the game. Anyway, man, we got 2 more games on it. We got Vandy versus Virginia Tech, and we got OU and their statement win. Now we're gonna jump into this. Vandy anchor down. They go into Blacksburg. Blacksburg was rocking at first. They were rocking, in a Sandman playing. Virginia Tech jumps up 10-0. And they get routed 44-20. What happened to Virginia Tech Hokies, man?
What happened is Brent Pry probably just got himself fired. I just don't see how he finishes the year. You talk about this offseason for Vatech, and after the disappointment of last year when you led the nation in returning production. And now this year you still return a lot of production and a lot of key pieces, and you start off 0-2 against the big bad SEC, albeit South Carolina and Vanderbilt. That's not a good look, my guy. So Vatech might be calling a few numbers on the speed dial later this season. But for Vandy, man, like, is Vandy different? Is it just Diego Pavia? Or is this no longer your daddy's Vanderbilt? Because they were down 10-0. 20 years ago, they get beat 15-0 once they get to that point. Then they were down 20-10 at halftime. And 30 years ago, they probably get beat 44-15 the opposite way. So it's like maybe Vandy is actually turning the page with Clark Lee at the helm.
Man, you lead me right into the question I was going to ask Shawty. You know, Shawty, I always say if you get the right guy, you can exceed expectations for your particular program. And this goes into what I saw during the game. So last year, Shawty, and I want to further ask you about, is it, you know, Clark Lee, is he the right guy? Is Vandy getting better for Vandy standards, better than what Vandy's used to? Because when I watched the game, Diego Pavia played straight up. You know what I'm saying? He was efficient, 12 for 18, nothing big, 193, 2 TDs, interception. Team had 262 rushing yards. It was kind of balanced. I want to say they threw for a total of about 228 yards. D-line caused all kind of issues for Virginia Tech. Defense looked solid. Vandy looked like a team, to be honest. Last year when they got those 6 wins or 7 wins, however much they got,
7.
Diego had to pull out magic every game. It didn't matter who the opponent was. He just straight up played a straight up game. You know, he didn't do no, you know, crazy ESPN highlight stuff. So Clark Lee, the right guy. I mean, he a Vandy guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Not only that, you know, it's kind of like it's a compound effect when you have a guy like Pavia come in and can instantly change the culture.
Right.
It's the little itty bitty thing, and for Vanderbilt to win 7, possibly 8 games this year, that's huge. Especially from a back-to-back standpoint. Now you're talking about James Franklin time. Now the coach gonna be gone, possibly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would leave, but
because he's a Vandy alum, so maybe this is his dream job. You know,
right? And my point is, we just talking about standards. We just talking about changing the standards. So if he could constantly win, you know, at this point for Vanderbilt, 7 games, 8 games a year, that's mind blowing. And to your point, I see what he's doing. Like I said, it's a compound effect. They just playing better. They're doing the smaller things better. I think also they got better athletes. I do think they're getting better athletes in as well, but they're doing the small things well, and that's what's helping Pavia not having to do as much. But I think it's still the season rise on what he brings to the table.
Right. I think in those games where it's a touchdown or a single digit game, he's going to need that Pavia magic. But like Stat said earlier, they got down 10-0. They held their ground like they was, you know, they're like, oh, this is nothing new. Let's just go out here and play football, stay the course, and then we can do this. Because it's not like they got, you know, 6'5" guys on the outside or nothing like that. They got, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you look up their measurables, they would look like regular Joes in street clothes, you know what I'm saying? But they just out there playing. I saw good team football is what I saw. I didn't see like one guy stand out on the defense. I saw a defense playing as a unit, and that's what you want as a defense coordinator.
Now, I will say this week will tell us a lot about the change at Vandy. Obviously, Diego all offseason mentioned that there was one game circled, and it was South Carolina. So if they treat this as their Super Bowl and don't get the win, what does that do long term for them? Because the schedule now they're getting into the meat and potatoes of it. It's gonna get hairy because everybody in the SEC has that tough 5 to 6 week stretch, and they're about to kick off theirs right now. So this week is huge. Whether win or lose, they have to come into Columbia and compete and have a good showing. If they come in and get blown off the hinges, things might get ugly, and what has a promising 7 or 8 win look to it could turn to a 4-win season real quick.
Hey, Sad guy, Coach, I will say this right here. After just 2 weeks of play, I'm going to tell you what, a lot of teams on everybody's schedule don't look like, some of them losses don't look like losses no more.
All right. Sure. And some of the wins don't look like wins no more, depending on which team it is. I'm with you on that. Ryman Lemon getting in. Appreciate you getting in, Ryman. Appreciate you showing up, my man. Listen, if y'all want to hear me and Stats thoughts on that preview for the South Carolina Vandy game, get over to the Fan Addict YouTube channel and check out that preview we dropped this morning. You know what I'm saying? I see some South Carolina fans get in the comments already for that video. Where the Vandy fans at? Listen, man, Clark Lee got the pride coming back to the black and gold. Anchor down, man. Get in the comments. BNG said everybody's treating Vandy as their Super Bowl. Pavia is going to route SC East. Ooh, calling your shot, BNG. Okay.
That's nasty work, BNG. Nasty work.
Right. I thought Stat like I thought we was boys.
We first of all, we're Vandy's Super Bowl. First of all, we only have one Super Bowl around here, and that's played the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, only game they care about on our damn schedule.
Big facts, man. Shout out to Vandy for going to Blacksburg to get that win. That was a OOC win out of conference on the road and actually in a hostile environment. So at least it was hostile until they took a 2-touchdown lead. So, hey, man, next up is OU statement win, prime time Saturday. 2 defenses clash. Come in. You got 2 dynamic quarterbacks, Bryce Underwood, John Mateer. Shawty, give me what you thought, man. Listen, I had a lot of thoughts on this. And it was a game. The game, I actually liked the game. I thought it lived up to what I thought it was gonna be, a low scoring defensive battle.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, man. I have a lot on there. I don't want to just blow my wad, pause, in just one take, but I'm gonna try to skim it.
Okay.
One thing I will say, and I'm gonna try to give my positives and negatives here.
All right.
I was impressed with OU's defense. I was impressed with the speed of OU defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put a but in there.
Okay.
But part is Michigan made it very easy when they could just sell out on the run, when you don't have a quarterback who refused to run the ball, who's supposed to be a dual threat, or take, some shots consistently downfield to loosen up the defense. I mean, they dared this kid to throw the ball, and not one time. This is why we talking about the development of quarterbacks, because you have to pay these young kids so much money. Not one time did this man check out of anything to get away from that pressure. They just stayed with the play. Like, there's no way you can run when these people got 13 men in the box. But you're going to run the play anyway. Like, just keep running. They pop one. But geez, man, give the man a little autonomy. So I was impressed with the defense. And what I will say on the offensive side, John Mateer, I will say this right here. I was impressed with him as well. I didn't realize he was as shifty. You can tell he has a very good handle of the offense coming with Arbuckle from the place he came from. You can tell he knows the offense. I think he's going to be a problem in this conference. The but part would be is good defenses. If you can hang in there with them, he gonna give you a chance at that ball.
Ryman Lemon says
overall, Oklahoma impressive win.
Right. Michigan. Ryman says Michigan's OC is known for attacking the edges. The first couple of possessions they did, the sweeps and the bubble screens, all of them got blown up because they set the edge correctly. Exactly. So to that point, Ryman, and not for nothing, to show this point, like the defense got a lot of pressure on Underwood, which we knew they would. Brent Venables, even back when he was at Clemson, he said he don't care if he get it with 4, 5, 6, all 11. He gonna get some pressure on the quarterback. I thought Michigan's OC and Bryce Underwood, the combination of the two, to Shawty's point, did poorly in any pressure release plays at all. Like they just. This is the play we call. This is the play we run.
You bang your head to get a while. That's it. Like I'm like, what? No adjustments, bro.
Right. I ain't gonna steal all the thunder from Stat. I'm gonna let him get in because I got some more notes too, man. So, Stat, what you thought about this statement win by OU?
So first, I'll hit with my Bryce Underwood comments. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this comparison ends up horribly wrong. DJU.
Oh no. No, I can tell you this. This just from watching his mechanics and watching him throw the ball, he's a better passer. I took up for DJU
I saw some good things too.
To Clemson fans, I took up for DJU, but he's a better passer and a more athletic runner. Now he's not as powerful as DJ,
but he's not a willing runner. You have the skill set. That's where it is.
That's the comparison. That's comparison.
That's why I say he's supposed to be a dual threat quarterback, and you don't attempt to run the ball.
You have the skill set, and you will stay there until everybody's hair falls out because you want to be a pocket passer so damn bad. And that's on the OU side, front seven is legit. Their front seven might be the best front seven in all of college. Definitely top 5, probably top 3 for sure. The secondary, I do think can get got. Now, can it get got with the front 7 playing the way they are? Maybe not. You know, the
They
best
ain't gonna
thing
be able to be sell out like that with everybody.
right, but the best thing you can do to protect your secondary is have a nasty front 7, and they do have that. Clearly, you can tell who's calling plays on the defense. Brent Venables back in the headset, calling things out. Why he didn't do that, I don't know, but he is definitely showing why I consider him Will Muschamp 2.0, because he is an elite defensive coordinator.
Right. Sharpshooters Sport Talk. Get in. What's going on, B Sharp? Appreciate you jumping over here, man, after your own show, man, working hard and coming to support. I appreciate you. You say roll tide, man. Sooner Legends gets in. Appreciate you getting in. Sooner Legends says status BB Will Muschamp 2.0. Hey, big win. Big win. Big win. So, Stat, you can reply to this.
Yeah, he's still Will Muschamp 2.0. He's right now the best defensive coordinator in the country, and every team would have him right now, today, on their staff. And I believe they will get that opportunity come December.
Oh. So listen, hey man, I want to leave some meat on the bone because I saw a lot to like about OU, man. I've already expressed my Michigan, you know what I'm saying, concerns going forward, even when they play, you know, Ohio State, who has a good defense, or whoever else on there. I can tell you this: USC Trojans might not have the defense, of course, that OU has, but they can put up some points. Michigan got a good defense. Don't get it twisted, but Lane Kiffin will put up some points. And if they don't change that offense, you can't just go out there, call a play, and then run the play. You got to be able to have some kind of variety in your offense. Then they won't be able to go tit for tat with even like a USC Trojans for that matter. So John Mateer is a gamer. That's what I saw Saturday night. He's a gamer. His legs, and I think they said it on the broadcast, he definitely has spatial awareness, dog. Like the dude, it's almost like, you know, he not just pocket presence. When he's running the ball, it's like he feels the defense. And to Shawty's point, definitely is shifty. Baker Mayfield-esque. I'm not going to call him.
Oh,
Baker
no. He way more shift. Baker Mayfield ain't got nothing.
He's shifty, but I'm just saying, like Baker was dynamic, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to call him Baker right now because I feel like Baker put the ball in less harm, I would say.
Now, Baker definitely throws, but I was just talking about just the legs. Quick and running. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Baker ain't got none of that.
Now, I will say on offensive side that the offensive line and running back, the running game overall outside of Mateer leaves a little bit to be desired. I need them to be a little bit better. Shout out to Deion Burks on the outside, the wide receiver, him and Keontae Lewis. And shout out to the tight end, number 12, Jaren Kanak, converted linebacker. Dude is like the primary target, you know what I'm saying, for moving the chains, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Deion Burks is the big play dude. He had a great night. You know, I want to say he had 7 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. And he said he was going to try to take it out on Michigan since he's from that part of the country and they didn't recruit him. So he got him some get back. I'm with Stat. That front 7 is – I just tweeted it while I was watching the game. I said the OU front 7 is filthy. Like, and this goes into what you said, Shawty, about them playing faster. They look faster, even though they lost, you know, guys like a Stutzman and other guys in that defense. They do look faster, and I think that is directly connected to Brent Venables calling the plays. I feel like sometimes you play faster than your actual speed when you know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch a lot of
they just all out.
Like Nakobe Dean for Georgia, I think he ran like a 4.7, 4.8, something like that. But if you watch him on the field, he always gets there because he know where he going. That's how the OU front 7 was playing. I thought the OU secondary played good, but I am agreeing with Stat that, you know, if nobody's going to stop that defensive line, but if they can create a stalemate for a dude like a LSU, like a Nussmeier, I'm interested to see how that turns out when they play LSU, because Nussmeier gets the ball out quick. There was a couple of times where their DBs were in you know, out of place, and their, you know, one time was the Justice Haynes run. a second time was they actually got didn't get a sack, but they pressured Bryce Underwood and he missed a wheel route. Dude was running butt naked down the sideline because safety was out of place. So, but that front seven, I'm telling you, I do think right now from what we've seen, 2 weeks in, I think OU got the best front seven in the nation. That's just from what we've seen in the first 2 weeks. That's what I'm gonna say. Now, let's see.
I just have a retort. On the retort that I have to that is, I think it just looks so much more impressive because they had both safeties in the box coming downhill. I mean, you can't block them all.
Right. So Benji says, "Oh, you didn't get that much pressure. It looked that way because they stayed run blitzing." Because, but that's Shawty said that they were selling out on the run, and that's what having Brent Venables calling the defensive calls, because he's like, it's a young quarterback at his first start. Beat me, you know what I'm saying? Like, beat me with your arm. So they was doing it. Now he had a couple of times that he could have. I want to say the one catch that was down the field off the helmet was good. You know what I'm saying? So the legend, calm down, my guy. Listen, that's his opinion. Like, I get it, dog. You think it was a shot? It wasn't a shot. Even if it was a shot, everybody's entitled to their opinion. He said Stat expect to get skull drug when OU comes to town. Listen, we'll see if that happens. So, but I can tell you this: Lenoris ain't the pass. He ain't no Nussmeier, but Lenoris' legs. It's a different animal chasing around. So we'll see what that goes. So he said he will be in South Carolina for that
South Carolina
game.
Gonna go up top of their head. They do something like that. They got a 6'5" receiver running a 10-1. You don't think they're gonna throw him the ball one-on-one?
Right. So Janik is the number one tight end in the SEC. Statistically, I wouldn't know, but he might be. He's not the best tight end, but he is probably statistically. He's been John Mateer's favorite target as of now. So a linebacker is the best tight end in the SEC. I don't know about, like I say, again, statistically he might be, but we know he's not the best tight end. I would get that to Vandy's tight end, Eli Stowers, you know what I'm saying, Stowers. And not to be outdone, Bauer Sharp down at LSU, who came from OU, if I'm not mistaken. So, but statistically, he might be. He said he's their best running back, as in Mateer, you saying, BNG? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I got you. Also, on that defense, when I was watching, I just wrote down OU linebacker number 10, Kip Lewis. Yes. Give me Kip Lewis. Yes. I don't care what down it is. I don't care what coverage it is. I don't care what the call is. Give me Kip Lewis. Dude I think Kip Lewis, again, statistically may not be the top linebacker on the team, but give me Kip Lewis on any defense in America. I'm good with that. Jaden Jackson on that sack in the fourth quarter, he just bullied the dude. He ain't trying to move. He just bullied the dude, just straight over. And I give him credit because Stat, me and you talked about this a lot. Hey, if we can take anybody offensive line outside of the SEC traditionally on any given year, we taking Michigan, right? So, these guys come down here and, saying that they're able to, block. So shout out to that. But I thought the MVP of the night, to be honest with you, was Brent Venables. Brent Venables calling the plays, calling it upon himself to say, I'm calling the plays, because again, the defense was good last year, but I just felt like this, to Shawty's point, they just look a step quicker because they know where they're going. So I will say this, Isaiah Satania, y'all better tell him, hey man, we can't fingertip catch punts, because he fumbled one, and the one prior to that, he almost fumbled that one as well, trying to catch it with his fingertips. Sometimes you just gotta let that thing bounce, man. So Bryce Underwood only completed 9 passes. You got to be better, Bryce. I don't care what defense you go in. I don't care if they for 1 yard. You got to get your numbers up, dog. Like,
gotta use his legs to help open up the offense, man.
Got to use your legs. That's something that Ohio State fans complained about CJ Stroud in his first year starting. Because CJ Stroud, I'm not saying he's CJ Stroud all over, but that's somebody I would compare him to, because he has the arm. He can make all the throws, and he can run, but he just won't do it. And CJ Stroud, same thing until they played Georgia in the playoffs. It's the only time you really saw his legs. You know what I'm saying?
Like he had a great chance to run one time. I mean, he literally got 1 inch at the line of scrimmage, and he threw. It was for a first down for about 8-9 yards. But I like, bro, just run.
Right.
I mean, he just refused to run, and you can't have that, bro. You can't be making money decisions like that already, business decisions like that. If that's what it was.
Got you. I got a question, Bryman. What's going on with Jay Knott? Is he 100% or what's going on? Because my thought process was last year Jay Knott got hurt. He sat for 2 games, and then they said the injury lingered all year. So I didn't think he was healthy coming into the year. What's going on there, Ryman, with Jay Knott? Is he healthy or not? So special teams with special ed. Not special ed. Come on now. But listen, to that point, he was like that at Arkansas too. I said, thank you, Benji. I knew I saw that name Satania from somewhere. He was at Arkansas. Got it. Ryman says 80% plus is not a matter of it, it's a matter of when. I got you. Okay. I'm scratching my head on so he's not hurt sooner. Is that what you're saying? You don't know what's going on because he's not hurt. He's healthy. He's just. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. But hey, man, shout out to OU for getting another out of conference win against the bad Big Ten, like they think they is. You know what I'm saying? Not letting the SEC look bad on Saturday, making us look good. Like I say, overall, I want to say we've only lost like 3 out of conference Power 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Somebody fact check that. Texas. Who else lost on opening weekend? Bama, Texas, and then Florida. I think those are the only. And Florida, South Florida ain't even. That's not even a Power 4 team.
Although I think they might be a little bit better than people thought too.
I think if they win their conference, they're in the playoffs because they would be the highest ranked G5 team with wins over a Boise State who thought they were going to be the favorite and a win over a SEC team. So, that's what you're alluding to. Don't know what's going on with them. Oh, I got you. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Again, you got a good defense and Materia is a gamer, but you're going to need that running game to help him out because, that's kind of even running quarterbacks need a running game. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like he has to be the one that opens up the running game for them. Like the running back should love him. But like I say with him is, he has an awkward throwing motion. It's kind of throws me off every time he throw it. I don't know if he be trying to throw like that, but it's clear his throwing motion. But his accuracy is something that he gonna give you a shot at it once or twice a game.
Right.
Good defense.
Right.
Coach, I do got a question for y'all before we get out of here tonight.
What's up?
So what do y'all think about something the ACC does about possibly adding it to the SEC, playing conference games that don't count as conference games? So this past week, you had Virginia and North Carolina State. What if the Florida-Georgia game stays on the schedule but doesn't count against the SEC record?
I don't like it. You play somebody from your conference, it need to be a conference game. I don't care what you got going on.
How can it not be a conference? I mean,
listen, man, it's 130. First of all, it's 131, 132 Division I teams, and then there's FCS. Listen, man, find another opponent if you don't want a conference game, dog. Like, what we doing? Like, that don't look good because you play a conference game that ain't a conference game and you beat a conference opponent that's not a conference opponent on the day you beat them.
Yes.
You know what? That's some ACC-ish.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, we talk about trying to keep all the rivalries in this new format with only 3 guaranteed games.
No.
That could be a way to do it
No.
Okay.
No, because we're going to 9 games, so that only leaves 3 more games. I don't want one of them 3 games to be another SEC team that don't count as SEC. It's plenty of teams out here. Go play Rutgers or somebody, dog. I don't know.
Plenty of teams out there who need the money. First of all,
Boise State always looking for that come up. They always looking for that smoke.
And plenty of teams who want to prove themselves, or it just it's just plenty of teams out there who want a challenge. You can find them out there. That ain't no problem. Find another team that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can pay them.
That's what I'm saying. There again, and go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, it's not about having that game. It's about being able to keep a rivalry going on some weird scheduling years.
But it's a conference game.
This is my thing, man. Ain't nobody got that many rivalries. Not true rivalries. Ain't no team got so many true rivalries that you can't have it as a conference game. There's no team.
I'm just saying, sign me up for South Carolina, Georgia every year. And if it has to not count as the conference game, then
how can you not say it's a conference game when it's a conference game?
No.
We're not going to be in y'all's 3 holdovers.
Okay, but you know why? Because it's not a true rivalry. We want to see it play because you and I are friends and it's a border state. But like I said, there's no team in the Power 4 that goes past 3 real rivalries. No team. So that just don't make sense to me.
That's like that saying, piss on me and tell me it's raining.
I don't think that's anything like that saying. But
yeah, I mean, but I'm saying you want to play a conference game and say it's not it's a conference game.
Right. I'm with Benji, dog. We soft if we go that route, dog. Like we 9 games, all conference games. So we only got 3 games left. There's 2 reasons. First of all, it's a conference game if it's a conference opponent. That's how I see it. Second of all, we only got 3 other games. I want to see the SEC play somebody else. I don't care if Georgia doesn't get to play. I'll be honest with you. Tennessee is somebody we play every year for I don't know how long. If for some reason Tennessee's not one of our 3, I don't want them to add Tennessee just so we can say we played Tennessee. I'd rather go out and add Michigan State or somebody. No, we'll play Tennessee in 2 years when it's their time.
Yeah, at some point they should have rotated in there.
Play Michigan State than Tennessee. Who wouldn't want to play Michigan State over Tennessee?
Well, I mean, as far as Georgia is concerned, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen this weekend, but come on, don't act like you don't know the record against Tennessee.
Now, what you could probably do now, I don't know how they could work it out. I would rather give up some home and homes to be able to rotate more teams in.
I mean, I'm with that, but I say if it's a conference opponent, when they play, it's a conference.
Yeah, you can't. I was saying you can't get around that. I mean, they in the conference. How can you not say it's a conference? Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
that's it.
That just don't compute to me.
To me, that sounds like ACC-ish.
I saw it this past weekend. Just thought I'd bring it up. My bad.
Well, they did it. They did it last year. I want to say North Carolina and Virginia or somebody Yeah. So who's playing this week? That's not a conference game.
No, but it was Virginia.
It was Virginia and somebody.
It was Virginia and NC State.
Okay. So, let me give you the scenario. Hold on. Let me give you a scenario to use. You know how I am. When I debate, I use whatever you say against you. You said to keep some of those rivalries. Tell me in your mind, Virginia and North Carolina State a rivalry?
No,
so that's what I'm saying.
I use that terminology to try to sell it to you.
And look at it from this standpoint too. What if it's a non-conference game and just say for instance it's a conference game but non-conference game, and that team happen to just be like ranked number, I mean just a higher rank. You see what I'm saying? But you don't count it as a conference win. It's like what?
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Sooner Legends. No, it's all good. You come in here and pop your. It's just be ready to be popped back. So that's how we do. You know how we get down. But Shawty got another good point, to be honest with you. But I just like I said, I just don't think I get where you was coming from, trying to save some rivalries, trying to save some games you want to see is what it is. And it just builds that anticipation more when we play South Carolina in 2 years. Like, aren't you looking forward to the South Carolina Georgia game next year?
Oh, you know it.
Right.
Everything else changes in ever.
North ain't leaving.
That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, man, it's been a good episode of the Snap Count, man. I appreciate my guy, Shawty, Stat Guy, talking football, man. Listen, we be here every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Snap Count, giving our football recap from the previous weekend. Join us on Wednesday so we can talk the preview for the upcoming weekend, same time, 8 p.m. And then on Tuesdays, if you want to hear about Georgia football, good or bad or indifferent, then join us on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. We talking respected hedges, former players, Shawty, JV, E-Rod, CA, and our guy Cool Cal, aka Football Genius, man. We talking all dogs on Tuesdays. And on Thursdays, man, join the stat guy so he can tell you what he really thinks about those Gamecocks, not just the analytical side, but the fan side. Talking all things Gamecock football on Thursdays at the stat line. And it's 8 o'clock as well. So just come to the Fan Addict Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, whatever you like. Stat, what you got before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, good show. Appreciate y'all. Hey, looking forward to seeing what y'all got to say tomorrow night about this Tennessee game. See how y'all feel about how y'all really played this past Saturday. And then, man, you already know I got stuff on my chest to get off on Thursday. So the days can't go by fast enough, dog.
Big facts, man. Stat line on with Jeff the Stat Guy on Thursdays. Shorty, what you got? Where can they find you, my guy?
Yeah, man, you can find me on Snap Count, Monday night Snap Counts for sure. I'm here on Monday nights. You can find me on Tuesday nights, Respect the Heads with Coach I, myself, and the rest of the crew. You can find me on my own show, Just My Damn Opinion, Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. Me and my partner Cool Cal and my partner AP. And you ought to be able to find me on Doc and the Jock. Where she at? She's still in the comments. She get herself together. Everybody out there in the comments, put pressure on the Doc. Get the show back together.
Hey,
shout out to everybody in the comments, man.
You heard it here first on the Fan Addict, man. Doc and the Jock waiting on the Doc. The Jock is ready. Doc, you heard that? We're going to get at you till we get that show back. Some of us need that therapy time. So y'all, Doc and the Jock need to get back on so we can get that therapy on whatever day y'all choose to bring it back on. All right, man. Listen, again, for y'all SEC loving fans, man, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification. But if you forget to turn the bell notification on, just come back 8 p.m. You're probably going to be right. You know what I'm saying? For my guy, Shawty Parker, Stat Guy, I'm Coach I. It's been the Snap Count on the Fan Addict Sports Network. We out of here.